All right, so point slope form. So like think about slope intercept form. What two things do we know in slope? Like what two things about the line do we know in slope intercept form? The what? The slope, the rise over run, and what else do we know in a slope? And the y-intercept. Well, point slope is when we just know a point on the line, an ordered pair, and the slope. All right, so for this one, the definition is another type of equation. Actually, I'm going to combine that. Another type of linear equations of a linear equation. All right, another type of a linear equation when given the slope and a point on the line. And then I'm going to use 3 different color highlighters, so take those out to color code. These are the colors I'll use. All right, so for the characteristics, we're going to put the formula. So this formula is y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. No, this is a new formula that you probably haven't seen. Has anyone seen this formula before? No. So this, this should be new. I don't expect you to know this formula. But you should know the kind of setup. So, you know, we've talked about when we have that sub 1. So x sub 1 and y sub 1 would be the given point on that line. And then this y and this x over here, they always stay the same. So you would never plug in a number for those. You would never substitute. So this y and this x will always stay the same when you're like substituting into the formula. All the other values, you're going to substitute a number for them given the point and the slope. So x sub 1 and y sub 1, write them as an, so remember that's like the point given on line, that's the ordered pair, so that's a point on the line, and then you all know what m represents. What's m? Slope. So it's just it helps us write it out when we don't know the y-intercept and we just know, or we don't know 2 points on the line, we just know 1 point on the line. And then I'm gonna highlight my y1 a certain color, my x1, and my slope. So you remember, you can do your own colors. You don't have to be the same as mine, but just make sure you're always doing like y sub 1 the same color, and so on. Yeah, I make a few extras just in case people make mistakes. All right, so for the example, let's say we're given this, the point -7, 3, and the slope m equals 4. And then we just have to substitute into our formula. So again, the y, and we always want to keep it, it's always subtracting. So y minus, and then let's go ahead and label our ordered pair. So remember, the first value is your x sub 1, and the second is your y sub 1. So then we would just plug it in. So next number is y sub 1, so that's our 3. So we would do y minus 3 equals. And then m is our slope 4, and then you would always put the parentheses after the slope. And then again, this x doesn't change, so we would... Now, the only thing that changes is if we're subtracting x sub 1, and x sub 1 is negative, what happens when we have minus and negative? It turns positive. So I want you to write it as positive, so it would become plus 7. So pretty much what helps me remember, and it might help you, is like it's going to be the opposite sign. Like if this is positive 3 for our y value, we're going to put minus 3. So it's kind of like the opposite. Think of that as negative 3. And then if it's negative 7, we're going to put plus 7. So if you want to make a note, opposite sign of original coordinates. So if the coordinate is negative, we're going to add it. If the coordinate is positive, we're going to subtract it. So it's just the opposite sign. All right, and then using your same colors. So look back at what you did, whatever you did for your y sub 1. Let's highlight our y sub 1 value. And then whatever you did for your slope. Actually, let's maybe highlight the signs in front of it too, just so it's opposite. So 3 becomes negative 3, negative 7 becomes plus 7. All right, and then just one more example, another ordered pair. Let's say we have 4, negative 2, and m equals 1/2. So what do we always write first? Y. And then what is our y sub 1 value in this ordered pair? Negative 2. So what happens to our sign if it's negative? We're adding 2. So just do the opposite. All right, then we always put equals. And then what number would we put after the equal sign? 1/2 is our slope. Then you always do the parentheses. And then what variable do we always write? X. So remember, that x and y always stay the same. And then what is our x sub 1 value? 4. So if it's already positive, what do I write? Minus 4. All right, let's highlight those, and then we'll glue them in.